Hello.
Do you know how to set up like being heard through stream? Do you know how to set up?
You know what you do,
because I heard it in being your heard
stream,
through
actually.
stream? Do you know how to set up?
You know what you do, because I heard it in
being
your
heard
stream,
through
actually.
stream? Do you know how to set up?
You know what you do, because I heard it in
being
your
heard
stream,
through
actually.
stream? Do you know how to set up?
You know what you do, because I
Hello
heard it in
and welcome.
your stream,
She's
actually.
Goose.
Do you know how to set up?
You know what you do, because I
Hello
heard it in
and welcome.
your stream,
She's
actually.
Goose.
Do you know how to set up?
You know what you do, because I
Hello
heard it in
and welcome.
your stream,
She's
actually.
Goose.
Do you know how to set up?
You know what you do, 'cause I heard it in
And welcome.
your stream,
She's
actually.
Goose. Okay, so hopefully that stops at some point.
I wanted to stop because I'm in pain.
Okay, so there's always technical difficulties the first time.
I need to reply to Reaper. Thank you, Reaper. You make drunk me feel better.
How drunk are you exactly?
To the point of throwing up.
Okay.
Okay, I'm listening to your stream and it's well. It's good.
Hello and welcome. She's Goose, I'm Tracey, and you are watching Goose and Tracey Spill the Tea, the podcast where we spill the tea and we drink it. Join us every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for
Do you
tea and
actually have tea though,
chatting.
Tracy?
This week I have coffee because I've been drinking this since this morning.
Girl, you betrayed me. Hi, Tiani. Welcome, welcome.
Welcome to the inaugural and slightly hot mess-ish Goose and Tracey podcast.
Yes. My roommates actually told me, like one of my roommates said, "Can we
Whoa.
watch you?" Like I have a Twitch account and I was like, "Fuck no." Hi, Mino, and Mino.
Welcome in, everybody.
So how are you today, Tracy?
I'm doing well.
What was your day like?
I'll let you take a guess at what you think my day was like. Goose, are you still with us?
Yes, I am with you guys.
Okay, whatever you just said, cut out.
Jesus. Okay. Hi, Sono. I said I do not want to take a guess because I will likely humiliate myself.
There was some napping, but there was mostly Animal Crossing.
Yes, you know what? That actually was way better than my guess, which was literally petting latte all day.
I wish Latte doesn't sit still for that long, ever.
Yeah, sounds about right. So 2 minutes till we go live.
Official.
Also, thank
Oh,
you,
not
Sono, for
again.
setting off. Oh my god.
Is this really going to make me adjust this every time? Because that would suck.
Thank you, Sono, for helping us be our technical difficulties guide.
If this is how bad this is on day one, just imagine what the tests were like, everybody.
Bless you, Tracy, for being yourself and sticking it out.
So we are officially live.
Mm-hmm.
The graphic is in place instead of the starting soon screen.
Yes.
So this is just a chat podcast, and it will be what you make of it.
Yes.
Feel free to send in topic suggestions.
You cut out. Feel free to send in what now?
Topic suggestions via the chat.
You
And
say via?
yes.
Oh, I say via.
Wrong podcast. That is very much a you and HF thing.
True. But you know, pronunciation works for everybody, so
I'm a filthy American who's drinking her coffee. I'm sorry.
oh boy, one of these. Reaper
Not intentionally, but we can turn it into one of these if you'd like.
no. Tanner, hi. Welcome. Argue about the word. I still have HFs in my list right now. I actually consulted Mac on that list and he agreed with HF mostly because as you put
Not
it,
about facade, though, did he?
no, not about facade because Mac is actually sane. albeit a bit debatable. That's not the kind of tea we want to be spilling today. I am drinking, wait, where is it? Raspberry and blueberry tea by Lipton. Usually
Ooh.
Lipton has very tasteless tea, but this tea is surprisingly good. I say via both ways, by the way. Yay, Reaper, you're like in the middle ground. You ain't starting stuff. And so is Sono. Okay, good. So they're not going to start an argument between us. Nice.
You both, you and HF, betrayed me on Reese's
Oh,
and
Reese's
Caribbean.
Pieces? Like, I swear he told me Reese's Piece. Like, I swear we had we didn't really have an argument. We rarely have arguments. But I swear at the beginning he told me he absolutely says Reese's Pieces. But then suddenly, randomly, I hear that he says Reese's Pieces, and I'm like,
I don't know if he's doing it just to piss me off or if he changed his pronunciation preferences, but there is clearly an apostrophe. It is possessive. They are the peanut butter cups or peanut butter pieces of Reese.
listen. Philadelphians apparently say Reese's Pieces, but so why did I say but? So I'm following the Phillies. Also, guys, hi. Fun fact. I am slightly inebriated, or rather very inebriated. No, slightly. So this is gonna be fun.
Reaper, you're our favorite monster.
The only monster we support is the kind HF drinks.
Reaper is our ginger monster, and we heart him.
You know what? True. Reaper doesn't have a soul, i.e., a
Oh!
monster.
Damn,
Yes.
it's gonna be this kind of podcast. All right.
Oh, listen, we are friends. I don't know how, but we are.
You and me, or you and Reaper?
You and me.
Fair,
Like,
we are friends.
like the Virgo and the Libra. How is that possible?
Well, apparently I'm a cold-blooded savage, so I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm like a peace-loving, shies away from any kind of conflict human. So, I mean, we're close enough. We're like neighbors, you know?
That's true. Although I am on the cusp of Leo. So
Ah, so you're more tolerable, I see.
rude. Not inaccurate, but rude.
I mean, I honestly don't know that many Libras. Like, you're really the only Libra I know.
Do you mean Virgo?
Fuck me!
Because you're the Libra.
Mm, I am totally okay. Yes, the only Virgo. Oh, why did I decide to like drink today? Alan, welcome, bitch! I'm not embarrassed.
I really hope that the 18 plus thing is set up for this channel.
Oh, yeah, that's true, right? You have me on your podcast. Sammy, you're a Libra! Yay! Okay, my fellow kin. But yes, you are the only Virgo I know. And
And I'm the
Trace.
bitchiest one.
No, you're the sweetest Virgo. Like, your reputation as a Virgo does not precede you because Tracy is a sweetheart and Sono can attest to that.
Yes, she does, Alan.
Yeah, I automatically make it 18 plus.
NC-17 for the win.
Yeah. Like, I made a PG, well, not really PG, but like an NC-16 never have I ever immediately 18 plus when one of the questions with my roommates and I was like, Never have I ever touched someone while they're driving, and immediately I said, "Okay, that's boring. Let's turn it to never have I ever touched someone sexually while driving." And I think like 3 out of the 5 of us took a drink, and I was not one of them. Because you said earlier that you were drinking before the stream started. Listen, Tanner, I would turn it 18 plus even without the alcohol slash the devil's liquid.
Yeah, you would. But
But
that's
then
part of
again,
why we love you.
no, but then again, you are here. You slightly contribute to it.
Slightly.
A lot of it.
I egg you on for sure.
No, you also add your own comments. Don't play innocent. I know you are a cinnamon roll, but also.
I'm not denying my own contributions, but we're talking about how you make things risque, and I totally egg you on in that.
You know what?
all.
That's true. So, what shall we spill the tea on? Now, imagine HF was here. He plans to come, like, I promise. I don't know when. But the devil's liquid, how do I even want to know what that is? Alcohol is what it is, Tanner. I swear, Tanner is like the only sane one in our server because every time I wake up, he is the first person to say morning at a reasonable time.
Because the rest of us hold work from home schedules, even if we're not working or home.
Tiani is sane. That's very, very true. But like in terms of being, I guess, like vocal within the server, I had to take a crap alright, sue me for not being on time.
Did you
My Trust me, I feel that way when he says that to me. Tiani, you are sane, I promise. Hi, Jeff. Welcome, welcome. So, what shall we spill the tea on?
Anyone have any suggestions? Suggestions?
Yes. Tracey, and I thought I'm the one who's drunk here.
You are. I just can't speak.
You know what? That's true.
Mino!
Mino, we know you're not sane, okay? You don't have to point it out.
Hey, don't insult Mino. We stand Mino here.
HF, shut the fuck up. I do not want to have that brought up. Like, one of my roommates told me that he was in the middle of the night. Like, my room is next to the fire escape in the middle of the night. He went out for a cigarette and he heard me scream, "Fuck no! Why?" And I think we were having date night that night. So, yeah. You made me traumatize my roommate. Thank you. I just don't go to bed at a decent time. You know what, Tiani? Same. Same. You're valid. No one else has like a stable sleep schedule in this chat, do they?
You probably have one of the more stable ones because you have school and responsibilities and you're an adult.
Barely. Like, girl, I sleep at 2 a.m. and like majority of the time I wake up at 2 p.m.
Real talk, my friend, I went to bed at 4:30 this morning, woke up at 9, took a nap from 3 to 4.
Dude, that's like my sleep schedule on the reg. Like, I try to have a 12-hour sleep schedule, like usually 7 to 14 hours, and then I take a nap in the middle of the day because I
7 to
have like
14 hours.
yes.
Who sleeps for 14 consecutive hours?
I've slept for like 20 consecutive hours. But
Without
yeah,
being sick?
no, I felt great, except I just smelled bad the next day.
No, I meant, like, were you sick? Like, is that why you slept for 20 consecutive hours?
Oh no, absolutely not. It was just a normal day. I just felt like sleeping in.
I envy you.
That was
Sort of.
once. That was once. Or probably many times. I just didn't count it. Tracy,
Tracy,
I'm surprised you didn't promote this more.
I tweeted it, and I set up the Me Sit spot to auto-generate the message. How much more promotion am I supposed to be doing?
Obnoxious one, like, hey, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you love me. That kind of thing. Which you are better than that. I'm like, that is kind of some tea. Like, that is YouTuber tea. Should we get into that? The YouTube tea?
Sure. Where do you want to
Oh,
start?
why was my first thought Trisha Paytas?
Because it's you, and
Yeah, that
she's
is
a
very
hot
true.
mess.
She is definitely a hot mess. Alright, who in chat knows who Trisha Paytas is?
Oof.
I just remember that this was going on. Hey, a second soulless ginger! Perfect! Hi, DB.
Okay, can we talk about that for a second before we go back to
Trisha
Trisha
Paytas?
Paytas? Yeah. Why do gingers get such a bad rap?
You know what? I have no idea, like, real talk. I feel bad for them because, like, I was watching Glam and Gore the other day, and she told me that one of like her bullying experiences of being a ginger was someone at her first, like, not really her first job, at one of her jobs in her first week literally asked her, do the carpets match the drapes? Like, I think it has to do with history a lot of the time. Hey, Nina. Like, a lot of the time, I think it has to do with history, and in general, our society is constructed the other, another party with differences to create some sense of state, like sameness or stability. And I think gingers fall under the category of the others because they are so rare. And also, they were thought to be like the spawn of Satan during like the Salem witch trials or something along those lines.
Because they steal souls and are known for being very aggressive. That is the running. I
Okay,
don't know. Every
I
ginger I know is a delight, so they get a bad rap.
yes, every ginger I know is a delight. Like DB and
Hunter.
Reaper primarily, but the only other ginger I know is from like the arts faculty in my university. He just has like he just has crazy hair, but other than that, he seems decent. But overall, like, I don't know many insane gingers. So I think it's history.
My sister is a natural ginger.
Dang! How did she survive without a soul? Didn't she ask if Africa was a country?
She didn't ask if it was a country. We were talking about something. Oh,
Mhm.
we were talking about how this one country in Africa
Mhm.
was said to be the only country in the world right now without any reported cases of the the virus.
Mhm.
And think my mother was like, well, how did they end up being the only country without, any reported cases of the virus? And I said, Africa isn't a country, it's a continent. And my sister looks at me and goes, it's a country and a continent. And I had to take every ounce of willpower just to keep my mouth shut and be like, okay, if that's what you want to believe, go for it.
I mean, she acknowledged it was a continent at least.
But there is no country of Africa
At
on the
least.
African continent.
You know what? Fuck it. Okay, you know what? You're right. Right. She's an idiot.
Like, show me a map of Africa and point to the country called Africa.
I nearly spat out my tea at that.
You're supposed to spill it, not spit it.
I know. I know.
Read the infographic. No,
Oh my god. Don't call me out, okay? I'm drunk. Well, South Africa is a country. Maybe that's where the confusion is from. Reaper, don't defend her.
he has to. It's the United Nations
Birthright.
gingers.
Yeah, that's true. But, ooh, okay. On the topic of, please don't be offended that I'm calling your sister stupid. But in the general consensus, stupid. I bet she's a lovely person. Stupid people. What is it have you heard, like, from a stupid person? Like a stupid remark?
Like the dumbest thing I've ever heard from a person.
Yes.
Currently, that one takes the cake.
Ooh.
And I mean, I love her to bits and pieces. But that was still pretty freaking funny.
Okay.
I'm not
How
gonna
about
lie.
below that?
Ooh. Can we get real here?
Yes. We are spilling the tea, of course.
This is true. The dumbest thing I've heard in a while
Mm-hmm.
is that I should be okay with being mistreated
Jesus fuck.
because I told someone that I loved them. So how they behave shouldn't matter. I should just automatically forgive them for everything that they do.
Yeah, no. Jeez. Fuck, man. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, definitely.
Yep. And it caught me so off guard that I was like dumbfounded. Like I couldn't even speak for like a couple minutes because I couldn't process the thought pattern there because there is no logic.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Dang, my example was not as real as that. Jeez. I mean,
So,
someone told me I wasn't Asian because I said my heritage is Indian, and they told me you're not Asian. India isn't in Asia, and I was like, you what, mate? Yeah, that yours definitely takes the
okay,
cake. I bow down to you.
can we start like a campaign to
I-
give everyone in the world a free geography course?
Okay, in my defense, that includes me because I don't know shit about geography because I took a wild ass guess that North Carolina was above South Carolina. I didn't think I would be right.
Well, for naming conventions, that's kind of how that works.
But I didn't think about that. So no, put it in. Tell me. That's what she said.
Wild guess, Reaper says.
Reaper, shut up! You're a soulless ginger, especially someone who's tormenting a drunk person.
Hashtag protect the gingers.
Protect the gingers, yeah, but if Reaper keeps this up, I'm gonna throw the pitchforks at him.
Not the gingers. We protect them.
Well, if he keeps that up, we ain't protecting them no more. Okay, I ain't protecting them no more. Yo, HF, did you get any like stupid things that people have told you? Actually, you know what? He's told me all the stupid things that happened. So, yeah, he has a lot. Poor gingers. Gingers. Fuck, I need to speak. Gingers. Mino, you said you've never met a natural ginger, okay? Like, why are you siding with them?
Because in this podcast, we stand exactly two gingers.
Yeah,
Reaper
that's
and
true. SHF, I really want you to answer that, please. I'm totally batting my eyes at my laptop, even though no one can see it. Ohio, according to that one map. Yes, because from what I gather, Ohio. Okay, a few years ago, my sister thought the word crustacean was something I made up.
Sebastian is very much a real.
Tracy, don't finish that sentence.
Why?
Because I thought you were about to say Sebastian is a real person. What were you gonna
Well,
say?
there are people with the name out there somewhere, I'm sure.
Okay, finish your sentence. I'm just gonna drink my tea and pretend I don't exist.
Nope, I'm not letting you off the hook that easily.
Ah,
Oh,
fuck. Just like
long
Sebastian.
long response from Sono. Okay,
Okay.
so probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard a person say, and it was like in my junior year, there was someone who heard the mention of another student being bisexual, and they just said, "Man, there's no such thing as being bisexual. It's either you're gay or you're straight." It took everything in my power not to slap him. Oof.
I'm insulted and also damn HF! Come on! Ow!
My sister thought there was 36 inches in a foot.
The dumbest thing I've heard. Can't say it was since it was from you. Ow! You know what? That's true. I'm an idiot. Honestly, Alan, because I do not speak freedom. Instead, I speak communism. I don't know how much like centimeters a foot is. Let's be real here. Like I measure foot by like Subway sandwiches. Hi Justin. Welcome. How are you?
Hello, Justin.
Thank you for joining us. 12 inches equals to 1 feet. Alan, I can't math. I'm an art student.
1 foot. Feet are multiple.
Lion?
Lion!
Oh. Dang it! War dog? Did I fucking stutter?
Hello, War Dog.
Did HF actually gather the gang to support us? Oh my god. That
I
is the
do
cutest
believe
thing.
so.
He did.
And Aries Reaper also made a quick pop in earlier.
Which was the sweetest.
Yes, because we
Um,
love him.
just to everyone here, hi, I'm drunk. So, mm, yes, War Dog. I did use Subway sandwiches as a measurement unit. Like I said, I do not speak freedom. Instead, I speak communism, according to Wales. I thought your name was Goose. Listen, I am drunk for now. Okay, this is my alias. Should we give drunk stories, Tracy?
Sure. You start.
Oh, damn. Okay. Oof. Yeah. My first thought was like, you know, me crying as I had a lot of alcohol and I did throw up as a result of it that night. But it was sad because the area I went to, it was like past 3 a.m. and they closed their like establishment at 3 a.m. and I was like, "Can I use your bathroom?" And they were like, "The place is closed." And I was like, "Okay." So as a result of it, I ended up doing my business like far away from my friends and on the street in another area and like I was crying as I did that. So that's my story. It was pretty intense. Listening to this is already gold. Hey, Justin likes us. Tracy, your turn.
Okay. Well, we all know the scary story, so I won't share
Yes.
that one. But a funny drunk story
Mhm.
was my 21st birthday.
Oh,
Now,
oh no.
disclaimer, I had had probably a lot more alcohol than anyone should.
Oof.
Well, before my 21st birthday. But
Mhm.
for my 21st birthday, my cousin at the time, she's no longer married into my family, but back then she was, decided to take me out to celebrate my birthday.
Mhm.
So we went to a restaurant and had dinner and drinks. And then we
Mhm.
walked like a block and a half down to another bar.
Mhm.
Well, let's just say that we went to a Mexican restaurant for dinner. So that night I had more consecutive shots of tequila than any responsible human should.
Mhm.
However, the funny part of this story was that I was perfectly fine. It was my
Hmm.
cousin who was so inebriated that she put her arms around me and started telling me stories about every person she had ever slept with.
Ow.
This went on for a couple of hours, and then I had to call my parents to pick me up because she was so drunk that I was afraid that she wouldn't get us safely home.
Tracy, you're 7 years older than I, and you've lived more life than me. I bow down to you even more than I usually do. Oof. Dang, you beat me on that
Could
front.
not convince her to leave her car there and come with. But yeah, I had my parents pick me up because I didn't want my 21st birthday to also be my last.
Oof. It's okay, HF and Joker.
Participation
It's
is not required. We just appreciate the support.
yes. We just talking about life. And everything else that goes around it. No one has any suggestions for us to spill the tea on? Because I like to think the two of us are super opinionated. I'm listening though. Hi, Brian. Welcome. Okay, I have a story though. Tana, tell us. No, fuck off, HF. I'm not talking about it. I do not want to talk about it.
If she does, she'll spoil it for me because I haven't seen any of it, remember?
No, I won't spoil it. The only thing I would say is I'd repeat 30,000 times. I hate HF. I hate HF. Why did he do this to me? Why did I choose to step out of my comfort zone and have emotions? Fuck you, HF. No.
You're our favorite serial
Mina
lurker,
was
Mina.
watching for, like, dang.
I don't have enough screen space for that.
Me neither.
3 is the absolute most I can do.
What do you have to know now, Justin? I can't spam messages here. For the good of humanity, Joker.
That may change as this grows. Hopefully, I will hit affiliate status and then you'll have more permissions to do things in here. But for right now, all you can do is follow the channel.
Tana says, so, I was hanging out at my cousin's house and I asked my uncle if he had apple cider for me. He said no, but he had apple cider vinegar. So I had the dumb idea to try it with a spoon. It was the worst thing I ever had. IDK why I decided to have apple cider vinegar. Tana, in my defense, it's not that bad. If you try it with a spoon, you're going to damage your teeth. But if you mix apple cider vinegar with water, it's not so bad.
Except for the taste.
It's not that bad, genuinely. It depends on the type of apple cider vinegar you have, though. What happened last night that made you hate HF? That's what I need to know. Tracy, do you want to know that?
Of course, I want to know that, but unlike some people, I respect your right to decline. But Justin doesn't, and neither does HF, so spill it.
Oh, okay, someone's aggressive. So basically, I wanted to, be the responsible student and study for university. But then I decided, nah, I'm exhausted. I couldn't nap. So I'm going to read the first 7 pages of what I'm supposed to read and say, fuck it, I'm just gonna, write this assignment that isn't graded based on, a puff of smoke. And then I decided, hey, Chef, can I do you want to have some date night? And he was like, yes, sure. So we watched 2 episodes of Agents of Shield, and he told me I refuse to spoil you. Now keep in mind, no, there's no spoiler alert about Agents of Shield, HF. Shut the fuck up. But I was like, okay. So he refused to spoil me, and I was like, I love spoilers. I need to have emotional prep. Like, I don't understand why you won't tell me or hint at me things. I need to know so I have an emotional guard up for these characters. And then he did tell me, okay, so the next episode is going to be emotionally heartbreaking. I tear up till this day. So it's going to break your heart. And do you want to, watch this episode for the end of the night? And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. I'll be okay, fine. Emotionally scarring? Yeah, sure. At least it's better tonight than another night. So I watched the episode. I was okay. Then I watched the end of it, a certain scene, and then tears start spilling down my face. And then I am not okay. So for the rest of the night, I tell HF, I hate you. I wish I never met you. My emotions are toyed with. I am scarred. Why would you do this to me? I thought you loved me. And I keep telling him to make it up to me because he should rightfully as a good boyfriend, but no, he chooses not to. So he refuses to make it up to me, and I am angry. Lion, I don't care if he warned me, okay? He didn't warn me enough. And OMG Goose, did you ask him to spoil it for you? Yes, I did, Tana. Fun fact, I love spoilers. Give it this. It really was your own fault, Goose. He gave you plenty of warning. Justin, whose side are you on? I'm better than HF. You should be on my side.
Oof, now that's the tea.
I'm kidding. HF is better than me in a lot of things. But it really was my own fault, I guess. But whatever, it scarred my emotions, it toyed with my emotions, it hurt my soul, and I am angry about it. He confirmed that it was emotionally breaking. I don't care! He shouldn't have allowed my emotions to break! And yes, I just smacked my table. Not Battleship, though. Goose, I love you. I'm gonna be on HF's side for this. Listen, I know that I'm in the wrong, which is why I'm pissed off about it. Because I consented. Not Battleship, though. Yeah, I'll break. I'm good at that. That's beside the point. Well, that's how you learn now, isn't it? Hey, I don't half-ass things, so I'm gonna commit to the show that I really hate because it toys with emotions and yeah. No, Mino, the table didn't break. Calm down. So yeah, Tracy, that was what happened. I'm
Like
still
lessons
angry.
with Justin?
Lessons with HF about, actually listening to him even though half the time, fucks with me, etc. Red herrings. I do hate it, HF. Shut up.
You're not allowed to hate him.
No, I'm not. Legally. DB, I've seen worse things done to a table. DB, if I think what you're saying. Ed! I want to hear no smack from you, Ed.
Ed!
Leader, be kind to me right now. No, I'm kidding. Be savage to me. You only hate it because you
Hey,
love
being
it.
savage to you is my job.
Yeah, that is very, very true. The Virgo roasts me and puts me in my place all the time.
I'd like to think I'm pretty nice to you usually.
But when you roast me, damn. Justin, that's mean. Just pretend you know him. Also, Sona wants us to talk about Trisha Paytas.
Shall we?
Do we have? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe in general, we'll go into YouTube culture. So, like, what's your relationship, Tracy, with YouTubers in general?
My relationship to the YouTubers?
Like, in general with YouTube, like, what kind of YouTube content do you watch?
My YouTube content viewership is varied.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of everything.
All right. Elaborate.
Well, nobody in the world that knows how or has access to a computer can look me in the face and honestly tell me they've never gone on YouTube to listen to music because we've all done it, and anyone who says otherwise is just a filthy, filthy liar.
Yeah, they're like people who deny that they pee in the shower.
Okay. I'm not going to touch that. However,
Justin, shut up.
My YouTube viewership kind of goes in cycles.
Mhm.
So, whatever I'm viewing most often is
Mhm.
what I'm most interested in at the time. So,
Yeah.
like now, a lot of my YouTube feed is all Animal Crossing related videos because I
Ah,
am
okay.
heavily obsessed with getting my 5-star island rating. So help me, Isabel. I'm gonna get that damn last star. But as
Uh,
a nail tech and esthetician, you know, nail art trends and trends in aesthetics and all that stuff is also all mixed into my feed. And because I run the Adriosaurus fan server,
mm,
Adriana's channel, Jules, Massey, Emil, all the TRG crew, Steven and friends, that's
valid.
all wrapped up in there as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not compromising at all. Like that is perfectly valid.
I will say that
Oh
I
no.
used to really enjoy Trisha Paytas and
Ooh.
her content until we started with the kitchen floor video series.
Oof.
Anyone who has ever heard of Trisha Paytas knows that she loves,
Her kitchen floor.
well, yes, but even before that, she was a constant internet troll. And
Mhm.
she would make stupidly controversial videos for the views.
For example, I am a chicken nugget. I identify as a chicken nugget. I feel within my soul that I was born as a chicken nugget.
Yes, but if you go back even further
Oh no.
to pop star Trishy, which is essentially the Asian version of blackface in a
Mhm.
video. Not sure if that has its own term, but she did do that. And her political based videos,
Hmm. Yeah.
no tendies, Joker. She
No.
identified specifically as a nugget.
Yes. Seriously. I just thought
Oh
of a
my
goose
god.
tender and I'm no longer hungry. Bitch! Fuck off! I am a snack!
No, dear, you're the whole meal.
Oh, dang, Tracy. Right. By the way, Tracy has the hots for me, and if I was gay, I would totally go for Tracy. That's like the basis of our relationship. Let's be real here.
The thirst is real, and
The
one day
thirst
I'm
is
gonna
real.
steal you from each other.
And we love each other very, very much. Because for valid reasons, we are the best girlfriends. Like seriously, I can trust like Tracy with any girl issues. Honestly. Oh, you licking me. Stop it. Get it together, man.
No licking my girl. That's unsanitary in the times of social distancing.
And also, coronavirus! That shit is real. What are we talking about? What were we talking about again?
YouTube culture.
Yes, there we go.
I don't know, Justin, but I really, really hope so. Not sure if that was set up properly.
Whoops.
I
Tracy,
may have.
if you get banned, I'm so sorry.
Macaroni virus indeed.
Yeah, YouTube culture. We had like a brief discussion on cancel culture yesterday.
I'm
And
sorry, but as a premise, I think cancel culture is stupid and angry mob like in nature. And
Mhm.
I'm aware that it's the internet and you're never going to completely get away from that mentality.
Mm.
But even when people do genuinely stupid, bad things, canceling them, quote
Mm.
unquote, over it is just such a negative mindset to have. Especially
Ah,
to the people who own up to their own stupidity and make genuine apologies. Now,
yes.
for the people that don't do that, deciding not to support their content is totally valid. But creating like a lynch mob mentality of, like attacking people on the internet and telling them that they're canceled, and that's just so much negativity. And it's
Mm.
having the opposite effect of what you want, because even if it's negative attention, it's garnering attention for the person and the behaviors that you dislike.
For those people who want like context, refers to the popular practice
The heck was that?
parentheses canceling public figures and companies after they have done offensive. Cancel culture is generally discussed as being performed on social media in the form of group shaming. Now, cancel culture is a colloquial term, but in reality, it's often referred to as online shaming or public shaming. And online shaming is a form of public shaming in which the targets are publicly humiliated online. Now, Tracy, like, what was your first experience with witnessing cancel culture, I guess?
Witnessing cancel culture? Uh, to be perfectly honest, this probably wasn't my first experience, because as long as there's been the internet, there's been
Mm,
public shaming.
Tracy, say hi.
Hi. Who am I saying hello to?
Oh no! I can't believe it happened again. Fuck. Hmm.
Cedric, I'm sorry. Goose?
Hi, Tracy.
Hi. Everything okay?
Ooh, I'm so sorry, buddy. My excuse me for a moment while I clean. No, no. I'm sorry, guys.
Blue, I believe, Tiani.
Tracy, can you hear me, by the way?
I can. Can you hear me? Goose.
I am so sorry, everybody. I don't know what happened. My mic tends to do that. Also, Tracy, by the way, I can't hear you at all.
Goose.
Goose!
Listen, Justin. It was an accident. As long as I sound fine right now.
Okay, so at least they can hear me.
Is Cthulhu back?
Cthulhu's back. What? Why? Okay, Joker. Goose. Girl.
Okay, so I'm being smart about this. Okay, can you say something, Tracey?
Hi, Goose. Can you hear me?
I still cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now? We interrupt this scheduled program. Can you hear me now? Shall we resume our discussion? Goose. 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 I'm not unmuted. Hi. Why? That's true. Yes, let's. Okay. This probably wasn't my, first exposure, if you will. Who's stuck in the Twilight Zone? Thono said, no worries. Yeah, if she's speaking right now, she's stuck in the Twilight Zone. So it sounds like you can hear her again, but we can't. Wait! Oh, and the repeating is back. Okay. Chat, can you hear her? Can you hear her now, chat? Oh, Lord. Interesting choice of expression. I'm sorry, who set their eyebrows on fire? Okay. So, since you guys can't hear her, Goose just told us a lovely story about the time she set her eyebrow on fire. With a candle? Why did you get so close to the candle that it didn't set your eyebrows on fire? One eyebrow, my apologies. And that's why we waft. Okay. So Goose is going to restart her computer, and hopefully that will bring the audio feature back. So you guys are stuck with me for a few minutes. So to finish the story that we started twice about cancel culture, my first exposure, quote unquote, which probably wasn't my genuinely first exposure because internet, was when Too Faced Cosmetics was in the news about, like best practices. Reaper, I agree. If you need to get that close to a candle to be able to smell it, it probably does suck heavily in the scent department. So what do you guys want me to talk about? So no, be nice to other Justin. And Justin, he is right. I do spell my name with an E. But we don't call people out on this Twitch channel. That's not what we do. The E key failed me there, you lunatic. Now. Behave, children. A likely story. Thank you, Sono. For now, is the gauntlet about to be thrown between the Justins? I see how it is. Yes, DB, you do always behave, because you're good. You're pure and sweet and all that is good in the world. Don't make your aunt time you. Yeah, please. There can only be one Battle of the Justins. Because there can only be one, but we have two. So now they must fight to the death. Because boys. Can you hear Goose now? We are having a duel. Cue the Yu-Gi-Oh! Audio clip. I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh! Should count towards weebdom. Neither should Pokemon, really. She is just in time for this duel. HF, do you have any tech suggestions for Goose? My words are riddles. That was a comment from Alan, whose words are apparently... I'm gonna take that one at face value. HF doesn't know what's going on, so can you explain to me? Okay, so we switched the. Oh, wait a minute. Please hold. I think.
Aw, Joker just gave DB popcorn. That's the kind of camaraderie I expect of you people. Goose,
Yes.
can you hear her now, guys?
Mm-hmm. What the fuck? Okay.
Yay, they can hear
Yay!
you.
Okay, I thought like drunk me was hallucinating. Ah, good lord.
Sono, come back. I didn't say you could leave. Actually, we don't know that, DB. Guardian Justin could very easily make typos and just be better at hiding them.
Yeah, Sono. Yay! People are excited that they can hear us. Nice. Okie dokie. Hmm. Speak. I did, HF. I did. What's wrong with you? Yay! Okay, what happened, Tracy? What did you fix?
No? No what, Alan? Oh, only Sono makes that. Well, does Guardian Justin make typos then?
Alright. So, what were we spilling the tea on? Cancel culture? Should we consider that, or should we or should we?
We
I don't
can
know.
come back around to it now that we're both working and they can hear not just me.
True. Okay, so I tried something else with my microphone, so let us see how that works out and if Cthulhu can be heard. Like, let's be real. HF, you're going to be the only one who is going to experience that ever again because I am not like going to use my microphone for streams anymore. Instead, I'm going to use my phone like the smart cookie I hear.
The smartest cookie.
No. Oh, I feel so bad. So, HF, your eardrums are going to be blown out from now on. Just a warning. Justin described it as Cthulhu, but the fact that Joker responded to me means
Yay!
he can hear me. Yay! Okay, so chat. What do you guys want us to talk about? Like seriously.
Give us
Tell like
topic suggestions so that we don't experience dead air.
yes.
Please and thank you.
Wait, someone talked about cookies. I have cookies.
You did. You brought up cookies.
I did win.
Smart cookie.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, that.
Oof. Okay, so let's talk about Goose's tiny attention span.
Ah, yeah, I have a very bad attention span and memory.
It's probably not tinier or worse than mine is, so you're all good.
No, I think we're on the same level though. Let's be real.
Oof. Yikes, indeed.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think.
so I have a story about this bitch here, ear-splitting deaf noises against Max, Cedric, and I.
Did he just call me this bitch? Oh, I'm pissed. But he's not wrong.
Share your story, HF. We all want to
HF.
hear it.
Yes, we all want to hear it.
Easy on the snark there, sister.
Just going off the rail. I am not seething.
So while we're waiting for HF to type out his story, why don't you follow up with our discussion on cancel culture and give me your experiences?
Well, my first experience was Dramageddon Part 2, actually. So, if you guys are not familiar with Dramageddon, the first Dramageddon occurred when several beauty gurus got into a certain spat with one another that turned to be public. Said YouTubers consisted of Jeffree Star, was it Bretman Rock, Nikita Dragon, Laura Lee, and Manny MUA. And as a result, like because of the certain cancel culture that was going around, like because they got into a certain spat, a lot of dirt became apparent of the people involved in Dramageddon. For example, Laura Lee was brought to the fore where a lot of racist tweets about where she had posted a ton of racist tweets in her early days was brought up, and it caused a lot of drama, the removal of friendships, etc. So,
That was part
no,
2 of Dramageddon?
that was part 1 of Dramageddon.
Oh, I was about to say.
Part 2 of Dramageddon was the issue with Tati Westbrook and James Charles, which, Tracy, I assume you're familiar with.
Yes, I love Tati.
I love Tati too. She's my fave. But Tati Westbrook is this incredible woman on YouTube, and she had decided to speak out about this other creator who she has endorsed for many years, James Charles, when he decided a company that was against her own. And she is someone who runs a business about vitamins. And he decided to support a competitor. And in her video, she made several accusations about James Charles that were very serious and which included predatory behavior. And as a result, James Charles got cancelled immediately. And by the day, he was losing millions and millions of subscribers. And that was Dramageddon because plenty of other beauty gurus dropped in to speak out on how they felt about the situation. And that's when cancel culture got ridiculous because when James Charles gave his receipt, as it were, against to prove his innocence, people jumped on the bandwagon and started to cancel Tati Westbrook instead. And now, as a result of Dramageddon, whatever James Charles does, when he breathes, he gets backlash for anything. That's my experience with cancel culture because let's be real, I was all up in the drama. Like, I watched Tati's video, I watched James's video, but I never got on the internet and typed in hate comments against one or the other. Like, I just stood afar and watched the drama, like, almost as if it's like, one of those National Geographic shows about animals. Like, I was just
And here
observing
we
from
have a
afar.
wild James Charles in his natural habitat.
Habitat. He is a predator of straight men. No, I'm kidding. That's how it pretty much was. And I kind of pretty much gave the timeline to anyone who was like, wait, what the hell is happening? But other than that, like that was pretty much my first experience with cancel culture. Like, I think after that, I'll be real here. Like, I follow tea channels on YouTube
I
about
only
famous
follow one.
YouTubers. Which one?
Spill?
Spilly? Spill Sesh? Oh no, Spill. Yeah, Spill is one. Yeah. I follow a lot of tea channels because like when I'm getting ready in the morning to like, dry my hair or put on makeup. Like, I need something to listen in the background. I'm terrified of silence. So instead, I just listen to T channels. But if anyone criticizes me, I'm going to smack your ass because a T channel's episode is what is giving me inspiration for my final essay. So I don't want to hear about it. But HF, chat, chilling, playing a games and hanging out. Then Goose here, Goose's USB hub decides to explode. It sounded like somebody decided to grind a wire with a saw and blew out our eardrums with static feedback and loudness accelerated to 50%. Why that happens is because HF, in the early stages of our relationship last year, he bought me a pair of headphones because I had an old ass laptop that was like 5 years old. And whenever we talked, he could never hear me. But he wanted to give me headphones so that he could hear my voice clearer since he likes to hear my voice. And that pair of headphones has, instead of a normal headphone jack, it had a USB jack. So I had to purchase a USB hub in order to both use my mouse as well as my headphones at the same time. And because my USB hub is a bitch and a half, it blows up all the time. So yeah, that's why.
Do you have
But what do you say, Tracy?
do you have a traditional laptop? Because mine has multiple USB ports.
No, I don't actually.
What
Mine
do
just
you
only
use,
has
like
one
a
USB.
Microsoft Surface or something?
Yep, Microsoft Surface it is. Indeed.
Is that like Microsoft's answer to the iPad?
You know what? That is precisely it, Tracy.
Good to know.
Yeah, that is why. But were you part of Dramageddon? Well,
Oh, do you really? HF,
you. Yeah, I know. I feel bad about it all the time.
he loves you. If he didn't, he
Wouldn't be with me.
wouldn't still talk to you on voice chat. But I
Anytime
suppose
Goose's
that
mic
too.
blows up, it sounds like Cthulhu trying to confess his love to another eldritch horror from beyond the seas of insanity. Hey, that's what I sound like when I tell HF that, you know, the companion cube isn't real, but my love for him is. It's a Portal reference, but that's besides the point. Yeah, so Tracy, were you part of
But is the
Dramageddon?
cake real? That's the important question.
No, the cake is a fucking lie. Tanner's following you.
Thank you, Tanner. I cannot see when people follow. I just hear the sound, but I appreciate that.
Don't bitch me, you bitch. But continue. Were you part of Dramageddon? Like, were you familiar
Oh,
with what
here it
happened?
is. And it popped up. Cool. I don't know if there's a way to change that graphic, but if there is, I'm going to figure it out because that zombie is so horrifying and not on brand for the channel. I
Yeah.
was aware of Dramageddon
Mm-hmm.
after the fact.
Yeah.
For part 2, I was aware of what was going on in real time just because I follow Tati. But again, maybe it's a mixture of the fact that I'm 28 years old and sort of an adult. And I guess personality type, I'm not the type of person that's going to get on the internet and type out, a novel's worth of hate and nonsense for someone.
Mm. Yeah,
I
that is
also
fair.
am of the philosophy that just because someone on the internet is saying it doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. So while
Mm.
if James Charles did do all of those predatory behaviors that Tati accused him of.
Mm.
I would hope that his exposure to cancel culture firsthand will have helped him rethink what's an appropriate way to treat people and what isn't.
Yeah.
But
But
again, it's all speculation.
that
And
is
there's
very
no
true.
way to really know one way or the other.
And also another thing about cancel culture is that a lot of the time it's also, by the way, I've sobered up. Hi, Drunk Goose is no longer in chat. Um
Drunkgoose.exe has left the chat.
yes, drunkgoose.es. Fuck, never mind, she's still here. Um yeah, like, so basically an example of cancel culture, or like a potent issue with it, is people don't seem to accept the idea of change. An example would be like, for example, when Kevin Hart decided to host the Oscars. Like, a lot of people were like, we are canceling him, he had homophobic tweets um in this year. But then he stated that he he was a changed person. He learned from his mistakes. Yet he was still accountable for what he had done years and years ago. So a lot of the time people don't forgive and don't forget, essentially stating that people are not subject to change, that their mistakes in the past are what defines them of the now. And that itself is a very problematic ideology, because change is is so prevalent in today's society, especially since we are such a postmodern society today. We have we have become beyond the conventions of the past, and yet a lot of things about us and identity in our society today contradicts the past, where we thought that we our identity was being within the class structure we were born in, being within the gender we are born in. However, our society today falls under the category of becoming, where we become what we feel is appropriate for us, we change. And that ideology of societies in today seems to completely be eradicated from cancel culture, and that's what is extremely problematic. You know.
I do know.
Yeah.
And I'm inclined to agree.
Mm. Yeah, so that's cancel culture and our opinions about it. But Trisha Paytas, ooh, ooh,
Trisha Paytas is a very controversial figure
yeah,
because she takes,
marginalized communities.
well, yes, she does prey on marginalized communities, but there's also a disconnect between, like, her and her accountability for her actions.
Mm,
For those of you that don't know, in addition to identifying as a chicken nugget, she's also identified as a transgendered person and someone with dissociative
dissociative.
identity disorder,
And
which,
the thing is, she does not demonstrate the characteristics of a transgender person. For example, a transgender person would refuse to go by the pronouns that they are born with, but rather would prefer the pronouns that they identify with. And she does not believe in that. She believes that she is a transgender man. And I say she because that's how she identifies herself. Like, following that video, her trans nature was not explicated further. Like, she just goes on with her daily life as if that didn't happen. And she, and I quote, says, "You can be a gay man and a lesbian at the same time." Like, basically, a lot of people describes how she regards her transgender identity as a straight woman with a lot of extra steps, essentially. Like, she justifies her transgender identity as being a result of someone who primarily likes anal sex, essentially. Like, she gets stimulated by that as opposed to penetration, I guess. I know this is very uncomfortable.
I'm pretty sure that would
And
still be penetration, but
yeah,
I get where
I
you're going with this.
yeah, that's what she said on like one of the podcasts with H3H3. Yes, I listened to some of it because I was bored and I was getting ready after a shower and cleaning my room. I need to listen to something.
I can feel my brain cells dying one by one. Essentially,
Yes.
that's what all of her content is like.
Yeah.
But to go back to the point I was trying to make, she identifies as all of these things because, again, she's very troll like by nature. So anything that's going to be a hot topic issue of the minute
Mm,
and garner her some attention, she will do regardless of, how it may affect the people who are actually part of the communities that she's scouring attention from, but there's also no accountability with her because she uses her very apparent mental
fan
health
base.
issues as a blanket excuse to get rid of all responsibility on her end.
Mm.
And
Yeah,
that's just insulting to
people with
everyone
actual
involved
mental
on
health.
all. Well, I believe she has actual mental health issues. There's no way that she doesn't. Her behavior makes that very, very apparent. But she's also in a position of extreme privilege. She has the resources to get the best help there is available, and she refuses to do so because then the excuses for her misbehavior would be gone. And then her
Mm,
channel wouldn't do as well.
yeah. And especially with dissociative identity disorder, like that video sparked a lot of controversy because she called someone who actually has dissociative identity disorder crazy, and yet she refused to take accountability for it. And like what she did was she named her emotions as alternate states of consciousness, as fragmented personalities, um as symptoms of this disorder, and she gave a lot of misinformation about it. For example, she says multiple personality disorder or dissociative identity disorder. I have dissociative identity disorder. But the thing is, she fails to recognize that multiple personality and dissociative identity disorder are essentially the same thing. The latter is a term that's used nowadays. The former is a term that's outdated. It was removed from the 1990s on to be diagnosed as dissociative identity disorder. And the fact that she spread such misinformation without knowing that this existed means she clearly did not seek a professional. Also, she did state that she was self diagnosed. And it's evident that she didn't do her research. It's evident that she doesn't know anything about this. And her video had come after the fact of Anthony Padilla making a video about dissociative identity disorder. So basically, the fact that she essentially hops on and tries to grab on to a marginalized community who is getting attention at the time to integrate it with herself and bring herself to the fore for attention is what is problematic about it, because as a result her consequences for that incident is horrifying, because a lot of her fans had attacked actual people with dissociative identity disorder to assume that they are faking it, that their disorder isn't real, that they are indeed crazy. And it did lead one of the people she told or she called crazy to have a suicide attempt, essentially.
which is unfortunate for a variety of reasons,
Oh, yeah.
but mostly because of the hypocrisy displayed therein.
Mm,
If someone called her crazy and came for her in that manner, they would be unsensitive and ignorant and all sorts of other things.
hmm
But she cannot hold herself to the same level of accountability. And she uses her issues as an excuse.
People keep trying to cancel her, but she doesn't. So ultimately, the reason why we are bringing her up is it begs the question of someone who's actually causing harm to people is not canceled. She's still roaming around, making money, getting the attention she wants, facing no consequences. And yet, like someone minor, for example, another person who's facing criticism is this ASMR channel on YouTube called Dennis ASMR, where when he was 17, he sent flirty text messages to someone who felt uncomfortable, but she didn't state that she was feeling uncomfortable and went along with it, which is understandable why she wouldn't voice it out. But he's getting canceled for that a year later when this issue is long past gone, and he is getting canceled for it. And yet this individual, where as opposed to hopping on multiple minority communities, this individual who made a mistake when he was 17 and a year later is coming to haunt him, as opposed to her, which happened like 2 months ago, it just ultimately it asks the question of why? Like, what determines cancel culture and who determines cancel culture? Like, it's evident that the actions aren't what determines it, clearly. It's more like the bandwagon, I guess. What do you think, Tracy?
I agree. It's about how many people you can get behind you to do what you want. It's very much an angry mob
Mm,
mentality. Because if you can get the numbers, you can cancel anyone for anything, regardless of whether it's quote unquote valid or
mm.
not.
But I think we've talked enough about cancel culture. What shall we discuss next?
Hive mind mentality can be about anything, not
Mm,
necessarily something negative. So it applies here.
to a certain degree,
Yeah.
because cancel culture is more appropriate to online influences, people with a significant platform of power and a following. And in the age of social media, it's more applicable. Bye, Joker!
Later, Joker. Thank you for stopping by. Also, Gold, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that.
Also, thank you for everyone who's sticking around despite the technical difficulties and
And the utter
Cthulhu
ridiculousness that is our discussion. But that's what you're here for.
being summoned out of a portal. Like, I am so sorry about that. I'm tempted to blame HF, but it's my own fault for getting, uh, you know, less expensive USB port.
This is the inaugural podcast, so the tech issues will get ironed out as we progress.
Yes, it definitely will.
So
I think.
hopefully not every stream will have a soul crushing tech issue.
Yeah. Yo, HF, I'm calling you out. Can you give us a topic idea? Thanks, love you.
Well, while we're waiting for topic suggestions, I made heart-shaped ponds on my Animal Crossing island, and I am super thrilled with them.
All right, as someone who doesn't play Animal Crossing, explain Animal Crossing to me. I know I submit memes and all, but that's because I know it's a hot commodity right now. But what exactly is Animal Crossing? I know people just describe it as they're just vibing. But what do you do in it, particularly you, and why do you enjoy it?
Particularly me?
Yes. Yes, you.
She wants topic suggestions, HF.
Mm.
I've been playing since 2002. My first exposure. Oh, you did, Sammy? Yay.
HF, I'm calling you out because you is smart. And Justin, I don't play Animal Crossing, but Tracey is an Animal Crossing fanatic.
Hold on,
Am I
Goose.
allowed to say that?
Yes, but pause that thought for 1 second. Justin, the game came out a month ago, and I've already logged 300 plus hours in game. So let that be your litmus test for how much of a fanatic I is. And yes, I know
Yes.
that was bad English. Don't call me out on that.
It's okay. Tracy is being cute. She's always cute though.
Yay.
Justin, Tracy is explaining to me what Animal Crossing is because I don't know what Animal Crossing is entirely.
Basically, it was a game created originally for the N64,
Mm-hmm.
but then got ported over to the GameCube where it saw much more success.
Mm-hmm.
And it was developed by a
Mm-hmm.
person at Nintendo who was spending, long periods of time away from his family traveling for work. So it gave him the ability to reconnect with people. But essentially, you're the only humanoid villager in a town, or in the case of New Horizons, a deserted island full of sentient animals. And
Okay.
you can go fishing, you can collect bugs, you interact with your villagers, you can really play the game your own way. So if you're all about fossil hunting and you want to fill that section of your museum, you can focus solely on that. If you're all about the fashion and you want to have every clothing item in the game, you can do that. If you are a fruit tree enthusiast and you want to collect all the different kinds of fruits, you can do that.
Mm.
Flower breeding is super big in the game. You
Mm-hmm.
can create hybrid flowers by cross pollinating your flowers. But what I find so appealing, especially in the newest iterations of the game, is the sense of community
All
that
right.
it builds. Because it's a game that you can play with your friends, and you can do absolutely anything that you want. If you want to play musical chairs, you can work that into the game. If you're trying to complete different collections of things,
Mm.
now you can have up to 8 or 7, 8 including yourself, people come and help you find fossils or furniture items. The newest update added the art collection back to the museum. So now there's fine art that you can collect and display. The
Yeah.
museum gives you, you know, tidbits of factual information on all different species of fish, insects, and fine art paintings. So you get a little bit of science and a little bit of art history. If you just want to lay on the beach and work on your tan all day, you can do that. It's really a game that you create as you play. Every person's experience is different. It will never be exactly the same person to person. Even for people that share a Switch and end up physically on the same island, it's catered to whatever you want to do with it. And it's a very at your own pace kind of game. You can progress things as quickly or as slowly as you want. And from its earliest days, but especially now, it's a form of escapism.
Mm.
If you want to tune out the rest of the world and spend 4 hours crossbreeding roses, the game lets you do that.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, like, how do you think Animal Crossing has influenced the mindset or the individuals who have acquired it within this corona crisis right now?
There's no way that Nintendo could have predicted the global crisis that we are in, but the game could not have come at a better time, because not
Mm.
only is it providing people with, in some cases, hundreds of hours of escape, it's also allowing people to be
To socials.
together without
Yeah,
being together.
it's
People
allowing people
have
to social
gotten
distance.
married in game, they've gone on dates, and it just allows people to be together with each other from a safe distance. And the
Yeah,
community that it builds has always been the best part of the game.
yeah, I
There are
saw this meme where someone was like on Tinder, they just texted, I'm just gonna ask you straight up, do you have Animal Crossing New Horizons? And yeah, I think at this time of crisis, that is the funniest thing ever.
I mean, the game is its own aesthetic and its own vibe. It is very much a chill and relax kind of thing,
Mm.
and the art style is just super adorable.
It is very, very adorable, except I do not trust Isabel at all.
Isabelle is bae. We stan Isabelle, thank you.
But like,
And Tom
doesn't
Nook
she
isn't a criminal,
smash
damn it.
Tom Nook, I as someone who does not play Animal Crossing, I'm gonna stick by the initial opinion that I have that Tom Nook is a capitalist who makes all of his villagers sell their soul to him. And for some reason, he has two kids, Timmy and Tommy, who are his nephews, but he uses them as a emotionally manipulative pawn. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Ed, you can call me out. I dare you. I mean, you can if you want, whatever. But yeah, So that, like, what was I saying? Yeah, so the fact that people are just, instead of like focusing on a booty call, Animal Crossing Horizons, that's practicing good like hygiene and social distancing. I dig it. But yeah, I do not trust Isabel. Like, she literally is in Smash and hits people with a hammer. She is so into violence.
It's a toy hammer. It's not like you don't have to trust Isabel, but Isabel is still my bae.
She still murders people.
There's no murder in Smash.
It's called Smash for a reason. There is definitely murder in Smash. And Justin says, so, on the topic of using games for escapism during the corona crisis, what does that say about me when I look outside and see the crisis and think, you know what, I feel like playing Dying Light? Justin, it just means you listen to HF and Mac and Cedric's recommendation because you trust your friends. That's what it says about you.
How do we know that they're responsible for his Dying Light playing? He could have
Because I
easily
was there.
wanted to play on his own.
No, because I was there. I was there when Mac and when HF was like, "Woo, Mac! So I saw this game. We should get it." And Mac was like, "Oh, we should? Sure, let's get it." And then they started playing as zombies, and then
Speaking of
you know,
hive mind mentality,
yeah, and then they roped War Dog into it, and then now they're roped Justin into it. Sammy, I do not trust Villager either. Okay, I do not trust any Smash characters.
Goose
Oh,
has
oh,
trust issues. You've heard it here first.
yeah, I do. Isn't Rosalina in Smash?
Yes.
Oh fuck,
And
Rosalina's
Luma.
like, oh fuck, Rosalina and Luma are like my baes. Never mind. I trust. Never mind. Whatever. I still don't trust her. I don't understand why in Mario Kart she is considered a heavy character. I have a theory that she has like the weight of the galaxy under her dress.
I don't think it
Um.
says anything about your personality, Justin, except that those are the games you enjoy playing.
Mhm.
Everyone's vibe or what they go to escape is completely different from person to person. And this is a
But speaking
judgment-free
of games,
zone.
yes, absolutely. We do not judge. We do not kink shame.
Except when we make statements like that, calling people out on their kinks.
I mean, I'm not gonna call anybody out on their kinks. Not today, no. I've sobered up. But Tracy, speaking of which, I did want to bring up the topic of games, like in our podcast, and I wanted to ask, like, do you consider yourself a gamer? And or like, where have your relationships with video games? Like, do you know its origins? Like, what are your relationship with games? Like, how do you feel about games?
Do I know the origin of all video games?
Well, no, of your own interest in video games.
Okay. Growing up, we had a hand me down SNES.
Mm.
And being the youngest of four cousins, the oldest being a boy, and then the other three being his sister, and myself. There, in the 90s, there was a lot of not emphasis, but 11-year-old boys, especially in the 90s, played a lot of video games, as they do
Mm.
now. But of course, what that looked like is completely different to what it is now. And being the youngest of the four of us, I got to spend a lot of time watching people play games and not so much time playing them myself. So going back to Animal Crossing in 2002, when I was gifted my own GameCube. That was my first, experience of this is mine and I get to play the games and I don't have to sit and watch somebody else play with this thing
Mm.
unless I will fully choose to do so. And that's not where the interest started, I guess, but like the habit of playing games, that's when I really kind of got into it more because I had the opportunity to do so. I didn't have to compete with anyone else. And because the system was mine exclusively, I didn't need permission from anyone else. We got the Super Nintendo when my cousin got a Nintendo 64. So, the Super Nintendo was something me and my sister shared, and the N64 was obviously just his. So, when I got the ability to play games for myself, the interest increased. And from there, I transferred over primarily to handheld systems. Like, I remember getting my first DS and then, my new 3DS and things like that. I also remember getting into computer games and that also being a thing that I could do for myself because even when we shared a computer as a family, by that point my sister was a little bit older and the interest in gaming as like a bonding activity with our cousins had, like drained or dwindled, whatever, a little bit. So I had access to do that. And when The Sims first came out, and yes, I am old enough to remember like the very first version of The Sims, it sparked the interest all over again. And, my sister was playing on her computer, and I was gifted a copy, and I would play on mine. So it was always about, like doing things with other people. And of course, I played a lot of games on my own, especially on the computer. But that's like where the interest started. It started as being forced to watch a lot, and then when I got the opportunity to do it for myself, like it's something I started to do more. Now, to answer your other question about do I consider myself a gamer, I consider myself a gamer in the sense that I'm a person who plays a lot of games and enjoys doing so. Like, I'm not a professional gamer. I'm not an esports person, like, I'm never going to play Animal Crossing competitively or whatever. So, to answer that question, a lot of people probably would say no. But I've decided to reclaim the title for myself. Other people's opinions be damned.
Like HF and I had this conversation earlier, like I don't know when, but very, very recently. And we both realized that the type of games that we were exposed to originally has really inf- um, influenced our taste in video games today. And his obviously being RTS. And so I want to know, I'm curious, like, do you think what you witnessed as a child when you were watching games slash the type of games you did eventually learn to play, like, or rather, you did eventually get the chance to play, influenced your preference in games? And you can explicate what your preference in games are, like right now.
Absolutely. Animal Crossing was the first game that I got for the GameCube. Well, that's a lie. All the GameCube games that I owned, I got at the same time during that Christmas. But out of the games that I had, it was the easiest one for me to play by myself,
Mm-hmm.
and it was the one I enjoyed the most. Now,
Yeah.
I'm not a super technical gamer, like I've already explained, so I don't have, like a lot of the hand-eye coordination skills that make me like this super good gaming person, like if anyone ever played a game of Smash against me, I would be laughably bad at it.
Mood.
But Animal Crossing was something that I picked up on my own very easily, and I fell in love with it because, again, it gave me that sense of escape. It's no secret that I'm socially awkward to a painful degree, and I didn't have, a lot of friends growing up. But I had a whole village full of sentient animals who loved to spend time with me. And even to this day, Animal Crossing is something I still play in every iteration. The only game that I missed from the main series, that I didn't own and never played was City Folk for the Wii, because I didn't own a Wii. I got a Wii U almost at the very end of its lifespan. So City
Mm-hmm.
Folk just wasn't something that I had, but I played Population Growing or Animal Crossing GameCube, depending on where you fall in the what's the actual title of that game camp. I played Wild World. I played New Leaf to an embarrassing degree. I'm playing New Horizons. And spoiler alert, I'm actually playing it right now as we do this podcast.
What? Bitch!
I can talk and Animal Cross at the same time.
Hey, I was like real talk. If I had a camera on, you'd see me like nod my head vigorously and actually make gestures. But bitch,
You gotta
whatever.
learn to multitask, Goose.
Oh, you did not. Okay, no, that's valid.
So
I
I
was giving
played.
you respect by giving you my undivided attention.
Uh huh. You do have my undivided attention. I haven't missed a beat yet.
Sure, Jan.
What?
Nothing. It's a meme.
Clearly, this old lady is not on top of meme culture. You'll have to
Are
forgive
you
me.
familiar with the Brady Bunch?
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
no, I
sure,
scared Jan.
Jan. Okay.
Oh, sure, Jan. Yeah. Oh no, I scared Tana. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh
Remember
no.
that most of us have headphones on and emote accordingly, please and thank you.
Also, yeah, like, yeah, you know.
But yeah, so it wasn't my first video game, but it was like the first video game I got to play on my own.
Yes.
That was all mine, quote unquote, and it's something I still very heavily actively play to this day. Even Pocket Camp, which a lot of people hate,
So I hear yes.
but I'm all for it, mostly because it doesn't make you pick your villagers. You have access to all of the available villagers at all
Mm.
times, which is good for me because Population Growing or GameCube which was the first release of the game in America, Animal Forest or Debitsu no Mori for N64 was its original release, but I'm pretty sure that was only ever available in Japan and nowhere else.
Yes.
So the first, air quotes, game.
Tracy, I'm gonna stop you right there for a sec and say, Ed, you're you. I can believe that you do Animal Crossing, but Tracy? Yeah, I can't believe that you do Animal Crossing. But Mino, you bought a what from a drug dealer?
The first two consoles he had were bought from a drug dealer. He didn't say
Why?
he purchased them.
Why you caught, like, why are you so calm about that? Weren't you a child? Why did you have contact with a drug dealer? I'm concerned for you, Mino. Are you okay?
Doesn't Mino live in Brazil? It's a different culture.
You know what? That's valid. So no, I'm worried about Mino constantly.
I worry about all of you constantly. Because
That
that's
is
my
very
job.
true. Tracy is more of a mom than me.
But HF is my brother, so you're still server mom.
And I'm still server mom to a certain degree. I'm like the wine mom.
The wine mom? What?
A wine mom.
Okay, hold that thought. Let me finish what I was saying.
Yes.
The first game let you have up to 15 villagers, but
Mm-hmm.
the max for every other game has been 10. So having to shun some animals that you love for like your top tier, like SS rank favorites, it hurts.
But here's the main question. Do you actually hit your villagers with a what the fuck, a bug net or a fishing net to just because they're ugly? I'd like to
That
think you don't.
is a myth that will not actually get them to move out. So
Oh.
if you hit them, it's the game still counts it as an interaction with the villager. So that could actually backfire on you.
Yeah.
I have hit my villagers with nets, but never on purpose.
Okay.
Like the game has a mechanic where sometimes random villagers will spawn fleas that you then have to capture with the bug net. And
Mm-hmm.
if you don't time it just right and they turn to face you, sometimes you hit them in the face with a net. So I've done that on, or if you're holding the net and you go to talk to someone and you're not close enough, then you can also hit them that way. But I've never purposely been like, I'm trying to get rid of you, let me whack you in the head with this thing.
Dang. But Ed has told us multiple times about this hippo character. Have you encountered him, Tracy, in
Oh,
your Animal
Hippo, the
Crossing?
green hippo?
Well, the obnoxious kitsch ass one.
Yeah, he's green.
Oh, he's green? Okay. Pretentious, so continue.
There's currently a purple koala named Sydney living on my island, so they're not always true to color.
That's fair.
I mean, there are multiple different tigers in the game. They can't all be black and orange. Then how would you tell them apart?
You know what? That's true.
But yeah, he moved in to my New Leaf town. I have not experienced him in New Horizons, but I also think he's a pretentious ass, and I don't like him.
Ooh, have you tried hitting him with the net?
In New Leaf, no, I have not. Mostly
Mm.
because I've poured the last 400 hours
Mm.
of my gaming life into New Horizons, so it's actually been probably a month since I've even touched my 3DS,
Mm-hmm.
but I just don't care enough to move him out because I'm almost entirely done with that game as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
There's still some things I have to do for museum completion,
Yeah.
but there's so much more that needs to be done to Flam Club Island that I can't really say that I'm willing to be bothered with it.
How did you feel about like the whole Easter egg thing? Because I have
Easter
heard
egg gate, you
people.
mean?
Yes. Is that what they call it? Easter egg gate? Like an allusion to Watergate?
I don't know if everyone does, but I certainly do. Some
Jesus,
people
that
may
is
just be calling it egg gate, but yeah.
like the Easter egg situation. How do you feel about that? Because the memes I saw were hilarious about it. Like how people was so bad about it.
Zipper Tea Bunny is totally, like a shopping mall Easter bunny. Like you can tell he's very bitter about his lot in life, for sure. And he'd rather be
Welcome,
doing
Dragon.
hello dragon
Why were you expecting British accents? I'm here enough.
tea.
Like I sound British half the time. So I think you're good.
I
But
will never put on a fake accent because the world does not need that audio assault. You just don't.
you guys already had an audio assault once tonight, or many a time.
Well, Dragon didn't. I don't think he was here for that.
You know what? That's true.
But
Yeah, but
yeah,
the Easter egg
so
event.
I dislike the fact that during Easter week there were 3 events going on simultaneously. The
Mm-hmm.
third of which being spring bamboo season. Most people initially didn't even realize was an event.
Yes.
I kind of wish that they would have staggered them just to make things easier to complete,
Mm-hmm.
even with the patches that they put in to decrease the spawn rates of certain types of eggs. Like, it was a hectic amount of stuff to have going on all at once. And even though, you know, bamboo season is still going on, and collecting all of the DIYs for that was actually fairly easy. Easter, or Bunny Day as it were, was insane. And I understand, it was the first event that they were putting on, because now they're doing holidays in real time as opposed to having them just be, like pre-programmed. It's this one thing, this one day. So
Mm-hmm.
I acknowledge that there are still, like technical hiccups to work out and whatever. But, Easter is a thing that occurs in real time. So
Yeah.
they have to, like, I'm not suggesting postponing Easter, but
I
cherry
mean, the
blossom
Pope did that already. Like, the Pope said that Easter isn't happening, so essentially Jesus stayed dead this year.
Uh, I did not read or see any news about that, but we're not going to turn this into that kind of podcast, so we're just gonna move on past that.
Yeah, apparently the Post canceled Easter for like as a result of the coronavirus.
I want to say that he just canceled Easter celebrations
Yeah,
because
but
people can't go to church. Like, I'm choosing to believe that Easter still happened this year, but
Yeah, it did
that's neither
definitely
here nor
happen.
there.
Like the memes on the internet are Jesus just stay dead. Also, Sono gave us tea regarding Animal Crossing. Would you like to do the honors?
In just a second, I will do the honors. What was I talking about? You completely...
Easter being a real-time celebration
Right,
and
thank you.
Nintendo being
Like, you can't move Easter. Like, I get it. But cherry blossom season could have been pushed down a couple of days so that the cherry blossom thing didn't take place entirely in Bunny Day. Like,
yeah.
at the very least, it could have been extended to the 15th.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just to give people a little bit of leeway. But I
Yeah.
feel like as things progress, they will get better. And hopefully Bunny Day next year doesn't have as many Easter egg spawns as it did this year. Because, holy crap, I've never been so sick of rainbow egg-shaped balloons in all my life. And I
Girl,
love
you're not
rainbows.
gonna,
They are very much my aesthetic.
you are not gonna like June this year, are you?
June?
Pride Month.
I have nothing against Pride Month or
The
rainbows.
amount of rainbows you're sick of, though.
No, I'm not sick of rainbows. I'm just sick of rainbow-colored Easter egg balloons. There's
Valid.
a difference.
Okay, I apologize.
So,
But do you agree that
Easter
Zippler is
egg
creepy
gate-
looking?
I still kind of think it's Phyllis, the disgruntled
Ooh.
postal employee
Mm-hmm.
that's no longer in-game, much to my chagrin. I hated Phyllis, but Pelly and Pete were OTP before Reese and Cyrus.
I don't know who you're talking about, but keep going.
So yeah, that was my take on Easter Egg Gate. It was a hectic ass mess, and I wish that they wouldn't overlap so many events. Because May Day is taking place partially during Nature Day celebrations.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is, and as long as they execute things better, it should be fine.
Yeah.
Now, to address Sono's tea, he says, so here's some tea regarding Animal Crossing for Tracey. About a month ago, I was introduced to the concept of time travel in New Horizons. When I first saw it out of context in the AC channel at the Flam Club, I was under the impression that it was an official new mechanic included in the game. I eventually found out that it's actually an exploit used to get things done faster. So that being said, both my brother and I feel that this completely defeats the purpose. I am a dirty, filthy time traveler, so I'm just gonna put that out there. I time travel quite frequently in the game to get things done. For example, with the new update, Leaf became a regular occurring random NPC. We feel as if it strips the game of any sense of accomplishment and kind of goes against what Nintendo had in mind with the game. Do you object? Yes, and now let me finish telling you why. There's a difference between skipping time to get things done and skipping time to exploit the game. If you don't want to waste an entire day of in-game play waiting for Blathers to reopen the museum after construction, that's fine. If you're using it to exploit, the bank for hundreds of thousands of bells, then that's unfair. Also, some Animal Crossing tea, Nintendo recently nerfed or lessened the amount of interest you get in bank for monthly play. for those of you that don't know, you will collect interest on whatever you put in your ABD on the first of every month. And you used to be able to time travel and earn maximum interest, which is 99,999 bells. That I feel is expletive and it's dishonest. The game intends for you to play the stock market, aka turnip trading, if you want to build up mass amounts of bells very quickly. But, if you just want to get shit done, I feel like that should be users' prerogative.
So that's why people are all uppity about like turnip trading. Ah, the
Turnip
stock
trading
market.
it's like stocks in real
Mhm.
life. It's great risk, great reward. So you can make millions of bells successfully trading turnips. And at
Hmm.
the same time, you can also lose millions of bells. So there is risk to it. But I
Mhm.
feel like if you're also very, very early in the game's releasedness was the duplication hack. That was an exploit that was
Mm.
dishonest and was patched out very quickly that allowed people to earn millions of bells essentially on game day 1. That's not fair. But, if you just want to get shit done, like if you're waiting for your roses to grow or your trees to respawn fruit and you want to, skip around, or even if you're not really enthused with spring and you want to experience December in May, that I feel should be your prerogative.
Mhm.
Because if you don't give a shit about Zipper and you want to build snow people instead, it's your game. Do what you want.
Do people actually give us shit about Zipper though? Like he reminds me of a Five Nights at Freddy's character. Let's be real here.
They also destroy the stock market for time travelers. Time travelers get random turnip prices now. Well, that's good to know. My turnip prices will forever be screwed up.
I mean, apparently Hui came to like Sammy's island and to sell his turnips, and he made like 2.5 million bells. I think you might have to take advice from the teacher.
I'm pretty sure we doesn't time travel, so I've already screwed myself over in that regard because
Snow
I do.
people. Reaper, you're a murderer.
He didn't
Calling
set
it.
them on fire, and
He's encouraging it.
I'm pretty sure that's a Twitch branded like unlockable emote.
Is it actually? Let me check.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, gotta fact check you. I'm worried about fake news.
Zipper is literally the Donnie Darko rabbit. Nobody else but the PC can see him now, except on Bunny Day.
I genuinely. Oh, it's the Twitch unlockable emotes. I thought it was like the regular ones.
No, it's one of the unlockables.
Okay, yeah. That emote is literally nightmare fuel.
So yeah,
So how?
that's my spiel on time traveling. As long as you're not using it to exploit millions and millions of bells, then I feel like it should be up to you. And the game does penalize you with hundreds of weeds every time you make a significant time jump. So, like, if you care about things like your 5-star rating and whatever, like, it's going to give you more work to do.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that should be your prerogative. And again, going back to like cancel culture and the mob mentality, people get very vicious over it.
Jesus,
And
cancel culture applies to Animal Crossing? I thought Animal Crossing was like a safe haven.
nothing is safe. You know this.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my feeling on it. And I do it because I'm impatient and I don't like waiting for my bridges and stuff to be built. I'm also all about that completionist lifestyle. So I'm currently using time travel to finish off the art collection for my museum. So that's my opinion on it. Do what you feel is best for you and your game. Because at the end of the day, it's only a game. And I mean, the bell bag rug was sort of a mockery of your loss of interest. Thank you, Nintendo. But, it's fictional currency that you can't spend on anything besides Animal Crossing. So, is it really that big a deal? No. And people that care about completing certain things or
Mm,
having certain amounts of money are putting the time in.
yeah.
Because, I have almost 400 hours of gameplay for a reason. So even if I'm skipping around in my calendar year, I'm still putting the time in to build up my town and, doing what needs to be done to meet those achievements. Like, all the time travel in the world isn't going to give you the achievements if you don't put the work in.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, should you really give a shit if someone else time travels or not? No, because it's not affecting your game.
Right. So, just in general, while we are in this literal, like, eye of the storm, as it were, how do you guys feel about this podcast? Do you guys find it interesting? Are you still into the idea of us doing this thing weekly?
Will you listen to us talk for 2 hours again?
Yes, that's it. That is a valid question. Yes. Considering, but we went over time, but that's besides the point. It's
Well,
like the
we never
first
set a
episode.
time limit for this.
We did not, indeed.
The
Like,
way
how
you
do you
tried
guys
to
feel about it?
let us know in chat. I
Mm-hmm.
will do ET.
Do it.
Ah, okay. Again, I'm not hip to the meme culture.
I don't think it's meme culture. It's just Justin being weird. I'm calling you out, bro. We're friends, right? Right.
We love Justin though and all his weirdness.
I like how this is the only time that HF chimes in, but also he doesn't give a shit about Animal Crossing.
But he's here listening to us.
I know, SpongeBob. I like it. I'll be here every week. Oh my God, Tracy, we have a stan!
And we gained 2 new followers.
Indeed.
Speaking of, while I still haven't hit affiliate status yet, if you guys like listening to us ramble on about random nonsense and you
Hmm.
aren't current bleh, I can English, I promise. Currently
You're
following me
8 years
on
old.
Twitch, please consider clicking the button. It doesn't cost you any. Thank you to whoever just followed. I can't see who you are yet. But it helps with channel engagement and it lets us know that you like this. So if you would do that, you would have my eternal gratitude.
Just did follow. That is so cute. Yeah, follow Tracy. She's great. She's my bae. Like, do it. She deserves all the love in the world.
The
And
zombie
like
cracks me.
the zombie cracks me up too because it genuinely goes against like the aesthetic you set for us. Like I love the aesthetic that Tracy set for us because it's super classy and super like it's just usually not my style because you picked white marble, right? The type of marble I prefer is like black marble. So it's so classy and nice. And I love it.
Justin, Sammy, I appreciate the follows. Thank you.
Like Tracy classes up this joint. Like you guys have been to Goose's Jibba Jabba. I do not class it up. Like Tracy brings it back up.
Follow Tracy or Tiberius will come for you, and so will I. You heard it here
HF
first, folks.
no
Don't encourage
threatening.
the wrath of Tiberius or HF Shaft.
Did you just call him HF Shaft? Because if HF ever had a stripper name, his stripper name should be HF Shaft.
Well, Shaft is still Shaft. It's just an alternate spelling. And I guess
True.
the pronunciation is to be decided by speaker.
Mm. Yes, HF, that should be your stripper name. HF Shaft. I'm calling it. We
HF
all
has a stable career. Can we not turn him into a stripper, please?
Yeah, that is true. Like we all have a stripper name on the inside. Like my stripper name is Duke Daisy. My sister's is Sriracha. Like Tracy, if you had a stripper name, what would it be?
I don't know. Isn't that something that you have to earn?
No, it's something that you have to decide. It's how you feel about yourself and how you feel it represents you.
That's less work than the stripper name I accidentally gave him.
You gave him Daddy Shaft, didn't you?
Please hold while I die of laughter. Oh, Lord. You call me that and we are done, Goose. I am no stripper.
You are no stripper, I understand, but we all have a stripper name in our soul.
I don't
Like
know
we
what
all
mine would
do.
be. Maybe I'll get back to you next week.
Yeah, that's fair. Like just think about it for a week. Like we all have the inner hoe in us.
Oh, Pop, that's right.
Oh, Papa Chef. Okay, it's not Daddy Chef. Okay.
That's
HF.
equally as bad, I think.
Yeah. HF, are we done? I promise you're not the stripper in a relationship, but let's be real. We all have an inner stripper in us, I guess.
Aren't I the thirstiest person in your relationship?
Then again, that's true, but also like I'm asexual, but at the same time, I have an inner stripper in me for the memes.
And the heels to prove it. We've all seen your stripper heels.
Yes, yes,
Or
I do.
stripper booties, as they were, I think.
No, they're stripper heel. But although, okay, just because we're like on the topic of shoes, are you a shoe person?
Yes
Like, do you
and
like?
no. I like having
Oh,
cute shoes. Like my lavender espadrilles that I showed you pictures of. But
yes.
I am also almost always constantly barefoot. Like I
Mm-hmm.
don't wear shoes in my house ever. And like when I go out in my yard, usually still barefoot. Like I won't leave
Mm-hmm.
my property barefoot cuz that's gross and nobody needs infectious diseases.
Not
However,
right now.
well, I don't think we need them ever, but yeah, especially not right now. But yeah, um barefoot almost always. So,
How do you feel about flats?
I don't do heels.
Mm.
I cannot walk in them My joints don't like them.
No, but like
And
I'm
I
talking about the
embrace
flat
my
shoes, like the ballet flats kind of shoes.
Yeah, I know.
Mm,
I personally enjoy them. I know that they offer no arch support and are horrible for you, but I
mm.
like flats.
Ooh, I dislike flats. Like I don't know, flats seem too preppy for me. Okay, like if you were to go out, what are your like automatic default choice of shoes? Where you at?
It depends.
Ooh, okay.
If it's a situation where sneakers aren't permissible, probably
Mm,
boots. Whether it's
nice.
my leather boots or my Uggs. Yes, I own Uggs and I wear them.
Do
Deal
you
with
get
my base.
Starbucks too?
The PSL is like my favorite thing ever in my leggings and my sports bras while I go to yoga.
Well, you got a yoga and like you have that avocado sandwich?
Excuse me, you mean avocado toast?
Oh, yeah, right. And then you put the garnishes that you find on Pinterest.
I do actually like avocados,
Mm-hmm.
whether or not they're on toast, and pumpkin spice lattes. I do enjoy. I'll admit it, but I'm not Karen yet, so
No, I don't
give
think you're
me
ever gonna be a
some
Karen.
leeway.
You are not gonna have that haircut. Like, one of the reasons why I hated a certain old ass couple who ended up boning in Agents of Shield, like I didn't support the relationship primarily because one of the characters had a Karen haircut and I was like, she has a Karen haircut. You can do better than that, man. But DB says she wedges, flats, sneakers, flip flops, or boots. That's valid. Like right here, like in Europe, I often go with a pair of like boots that I have that are tan colored, but I have a specific set of like rain boots that are leopard print that I wear when I whip out when it rains. But overall, like back home where it's like about where it's summer all year round, I seriously leave the house in literal gym shorts and a t-shirt, a hoodie, and like just slippers because I don't care.
I can't imagine wearing a hoodie in Singapore when it's that hot out, but to each their own.
Yeah, like hey, I am not allowed to reveal my shoulders. Shoulders are scandalous.
So wear like a t-shirt.
I know, but real talk, I don't like wearing short sleeves because I don't know, showing my arms is just I don't know, growing up it was like frowned upon, I guess, showing like skin in general.
But shouldn't
So,
melting to death also be frowned upon?
yep, pretty much.
Reaper says, I wear sandals more than actual shoes for as long as the weather permits. Same,
Reaper,
Reaper. When it gets warm enough for sandals, you will never see me in anything else. But
like I
it's still
picture the
cold
dad
here.
sandal, like the dad sandals, those like those flat ones but with the multiple straps that like a dad wears when he owns a minivan.
Don't call my ginger a dad. That's rude. No, I'm kidding.
Everyone has an inner dad in them.
Sono says, the only time I was ever obsessed with shoes was when I was a mini Sono. Sono, you're still a mini Sono. You're just a 6'3" mini Sono. And
Who
I found
towers
this
over us.
And I found this rare pair of Nikes that had the same color scheme as Iron Man's suit. They were even shiny. I also already had an Iron Man shirt to go with them. It was a pretty common outfit for me back then.
Aw, that's cute.
That is
Okay,
super cute.
okay, Reaper, you redeemed yourself. Sammy, avocado toast. Yeah, I mean, we don't judge you, but we also kind. Yeah, no, we don't also kind of judge you.
Goose does. I do not, because I also like avocado
I
toast.
do not. This is a judgment and kink shame free podcast. I do not judge you. And Ed, we won't drink PSLs, okay? Like, there's only
I
one
will fight you
Starbucks.
for them in October, though.
There's only one Starbucks that's in the city I live in, and like it's expensive to go take a bus down to it. Shoulder reveal at 1,000 subs. This isn't even my channel, Sono. So I ain't revealing shit. I
I'm
haven't tried.
going to say no just because I want to protect Goose.
Yes.
And these do get archived for at
Mhm.
least a little bit of time.
Mhm.
But maybe we can reveal something else at 1,000 subs.
What the fuck, Tracy? What are you thinking of revealing?
Not what you're accusing me of.
What else do you think I thought you wanted to reveal?
That says a lot about you and absolutely nothing about me, just so you know.
Okay, what did you want to reveal?
I do have a YouTube channel for something other than this podcast, so maybe we'll reveal some of that when the time comes.
Ooh. Interesting. But at 1,000 subs, maybe I'll reveal my ankle to be a little bit risque, if you will. Yeah, HF has deleted VODs because of copyright reasons before.
Yeah, seriously, Goose? Headphone users?
Whatever, you guys signed up for a podcast with me. You know how much I end up yelling and screaming even though
This
IRL.
is true. We did.
It depends. To a lot of people, I'm not that calm, but like to certain people, I am very calm and quiet.
You
But
have
those
your moments,
I do.
but you also have your splitting moments.
Goose, you got some secret fantasies that you're trying to get out of that? Ooh, what is my fantasy? My fantasy is a normal relationship with someone who loves me and nothing weird about it, just something normal. Oh, wait, I'm already in that kind of fantasy, so I'm good, Justin.
I was about to say, are you going to tell HF that he's not normal?
Nah, he's fine. He's normal. Like, if you guys think HF is, if I feel like HF is normal, imagine the people I've met in my life.
You met HF, so you've already met all the best people in life.
Yeah, you're screwed, lol. Justin, you wouldn't know. I was about to say, Justin, you wouldn't know. You haven't dated HF.
Maybe he has. You don't know.
I think I would know. HF, has Justin dated you?
Gold is right. No one is normal.
100k subs, left pinky reveal. Can it be like my right pinky? Because I'm not really a fan of my left pinky.
Is there
I
any
like
discernible difference between pinkies?
Yo, like listen. My sister told me like when I was getting ring size measured, my left hand was a lot fatter than my right hand, so to speak, because it was a size increased.
I feel like
Not that's normal because my right hand is my dominant hand and I write with it and exercise it a lot. And like my left hand is pretty like I thought my left hand was pretty useless until I burnt my thumb and my ring finger and I couldn't do anything with my left hand because like I dumped the labor onto my left hand. I cheated on him with Mac. Great. This is a part of the history that I didn't know, Tracy. We're getting firsthand tea in our podcast.
a tea exclusive.
Yeah. We're gonna have some choice words afterwards, I can assure you.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Okay. So Justin did date HF. Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Okay.
And apparently so did Mac.
Yeah. I
Well,
mean, straight up, Mac didn't flinch when. This is a very amusing story that
hold
I
on.
told
Mac isn't
Tracy as soon as
here.
it happened. I don't care. Yeah, there was one instance where HF, Mac, and I were like in a phone call together because HF still wanted to spend time with me, even though he agreed to have a gaming appointment with Mac. And HF was like, sweetheart, referring to me because that's his pet name. And Mac literally, without missing a beat, responded with, "You talking to me?" And yep, I was just kind of like, oh God. And when War Dog, Mac, myself, and HF were in a group chat, I proposed to HF, hey, you want to have a date night tomorrow? Because tomorrow is a special day. And then HF was like, yeah, sure, date night it is. And Mac literally responded with, so, HF, where are you taking me?
And that's just one of the many reasons why we love our teddy bear.
We love our teddy bear for many reasons. And also, the way he talks to a cat is just like a guy, like someone begging to be kink shamed. It's so weird and makes me so uncomfortable, but his
I
cat is
enjoy hearing the
precious.
way he talks to the cat, actually. It's
I,
hysterical.
it's hysterical, but like, Jesus, it makes me so uncomfortable. But also, his cat is precious.
I don't think he agrees, but yes.
Yeah, I don't think he agrees, but his cat is so cute. I don't know, just those eyes.
She is. And she's
I,
very fluffy.
I know. I nearly had a heart attack because like I think I was shifting around my head in my chair too much and it like just went whoop all the way down and I was like, motherfucker, what happened? Demons.
Please don't kill yourself on stream.
Yeah, I try not to. Like honestly, when something unexplainable happens to HF, I'm like, demons. First reaction. Okay, I first found out when I jumped onto a chat with Mac and HF and Wardog, and I hear Mac and HF exchanging very, very naughty things. And my first immediate reaction, a response to hearing this is, HF, are you cheating on me? Oh my God, you men. Like, I swear, I think you want to get into each other's pants more than like anyone else. I don't know. Like, let's be real. Guys are
Goose,
what?
repeat that, please.
Guys are freaking weird. Like, men are weird in general.
So are we.
No, I think we're fine.
I don't
I
know.
You don't think so? Nah, men are weird.
They are, but I think we're also weird.
That is true. Women are complicated. But like even though people say, "Oh, men are so simple to understand." No, they're not.
That's because they're humans, and humans are complex creatures.
Humans are definitely complex creatures, but like they call women emotional. But in reality, have you seen men over like watching some kind of ball game? They like get so emotional over an over glorified game of fetch. Hey,
Not even. They don't get treats and rubs behind their ears when they're done.
yeah, that is true. But yeah, no, men are just weird. Like, I think one day we're gonna have like a spill the tea session where we just bitch about men for the entire tea session.
We could. I'm not sure our audience would want that, but we
Yeah.
could.
Yeah, we could. That would be so funny. Also,
I mean,
trying.
I have a lot of tea to spill in that particular area, most of which you've heard.
Yes. Men are very weird, Ed says. Sometimes I wish I wasn't attracted to them, but then, man, that Elton Brown, a top tier snack, being bi is complicated. Ed, how do you feel about Oscar Isaac?
Ooh.
Like, seeing straight people, straight men especially, react to Oscar Isaac is the funniest thing. But yes, I can imagine being bi is so complicated. Like, you watch a video where it stars both a lovely ass male and female, and then all the comments is like, man, being bi is complicated. I love it.
I mean, it's certainly an adventure for sure.
Hmm, understandable.
Not to say that identifying any other way doesn't have its own things that come along with it.
Oh, yeah, the whole stereotypes of like, bi people are selfish, which is ridiculous.
Or we're imaginary.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Or the myth of bisexuals being actually pansexual.
I mean, I would assume that a large portion of them are, but then there are some that aren't. And they only
Mm,
feel attraction to two specific genders.
mm.
And that's also valid.
Indeed, yeah. Oh God. We can also talk about LGBTQ for like an entire hour.
Well, we talked about cancel culture for 3. So, I mean,
Ooh, and that is a valid, that is a valid response. That is a valid thought. But if you're curious why we're discussing this, like Tracy and I are both like I'm LGBT and Tracy, you are?
what?
Like, is it okay me saying that you're LGBT as well?
Sure, you can sit.
Okay. Yeah, both Tracy and I are LGBT. So, like, we probably have a lot to share about this. But are androids even sexy?
To some people, they are.
Like, I don't know. Like, the only android I can really think of off the top of my head is like Aibo, that Sony creation, that like robotic dog that Sony created for like a ridiculous amount of money.
Robo puppers?
Yes, there is a Robopupper, Tracy.
That's cool, but I want a warm and furry pupper. That's just.
I know, right? Justin, we're not kink shaming, but like, yo, keep it in your pants, man.
It's in my contract that I have to be the thirstiest person on this channel. Thank you.
Hmm. Yes. It is in her contract and it is in her why did I say representation? Reputation.
The thirst is real.
Mm. Krillin from Dragon Ball Z. Do not get the reference. Okay. Who's the sexiest android in like media do you think you've ever encountered? Or like do you remember? Because I'm trying to think. I can't think of any. Like my first thought was Kibo from Danganronpa V3.
No spoilers because I haven't finished yet, but just because it's the only frame of reference that I have, Chiaki, actually. Can we consider
Dang,
her an android?
that is a spoiler. but we can consider her an android just based on the description that Ed gave.
Then I'm going with her.
Okay, Chiaki is a valid choice. I don't know. Kibo for me, because Kibo's voice is not too bad. To be from Near Automata. Like, yeah. Wait, who's really my twin? Yeah, Sona, right? Like, am I your twin? Are you talking about me?
In terms of what? Because I don't know if you
Oh,
know.
oh, I think you and Sono are twins. Hey, Sono, no calling Tracy a bitch here. I will punish you. But,
Goose is my waifu, Sono, so you can have Chiaki.
oh, okay, the two Justins. Okay, that makes more sense. I was like, aren't Sono and I like supposed to be? No, we're supposed to be the same people, but from like we are like the gender swap alternate realities. What? Sono, I get it, okay? Calm your tits. Calm your non-gender specific flaps.
I do believe he was talking to me, Goose.
No, he was talking to Justin.
No, when he said I was talking to Justin, I believe that was directed towards me.
Oh, he was talking to both of us because we both made assumptions.
Yeah, but you figured it out. Whatever, we're not arguing this.
Yeah, this kind of tea is not being spilled. By the way, are you done with your coffee? Motherfucker, my chair went down again. Okay, I'm
No,
just
but
gonna.
my coffee was cold when I started, so it doesn't really matter.
That's true. I'm done with my tea and I'm drinking sweet, sweet tap juice, i.e., water.
Sweet, sweet tap juice. Somebody needs to
Hey,
market that as a bottled water brand.
well, it's not original. I ripped it off of Daniel Howell. Are you familiar with Daniel Howell, actually?
Danielle or Daniel?
Daniel, like Dan and Phil, Dan.
Oh, I've heard of Dan and Phil, but I never really followed either of them.
They're icons. But actually, this one isn't like, I don't know, like we went over time, but it's okay. It's fine. We're having fun, right?
We can't go overtime if we didn't specify a time limit.
You know what? You're not wrong. How do you feel about like TikTok? Because we had this conversation in the Flam Club.
I don't use it. I
Mm.
never used it. I didn't use Vine either, which is what it replaced, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
I mean, people that enjoy it, more
Gushing
power
about
to
TikTok.
them, but I almost always look like a homeless person unless I have to go out somewhere. So
Mm,
getting all dressed up to take like a 30-second video of me doing something stupid is not worth the precious moments of my life that I would be sacrificing for it when I could be playing Animal Crossing or using Discord instead.
Dragon, the song TikTok by Kesha is iconic. I will never diss it. So no, fuck you. The app, like, it's very problematic because Mac and I discussed this as well. And that app enables a lot of like it
Stupid?
it's stupid one, and it primarily enables my act in very suggestive ways, and it doesn't provide them with any consequences.
I
Like,
just think there's too much stupid in TikTok for it to be a good thing. Like the mugshot trend or
yeah, what
challenge or whatever it was.
yeah, what are your thoughts about that actually?
Oh dear God, why? Why are you glamorizing what is, for most people, the most humiliating moment of their life?
Mm, that is interesting
And it's
because
mostly white people who probably have enough privilege to get out of being incarcerated in most situations that are doing it. So it's like,
Mhm.
check yourself.
It reminds me today, like what you just said, it reminds me today of how I am currently having a course called Working Through Fashion. And my professor today was talking about how like certain models, like fuck, what are their names? Haley Baldwin, Kendall Jenner, they um they sport ripped jeans, and she said that she found it kind of embarrassing and appalling how these rich people with all of the money in the world, they are able to afford clothes that are clearly not ripped. They're clearly not a sign of poverty, whereas someone who is of um, poverty, they would feel humiliated and embarrassed to wear ripped clothes. But capitalism permits that what is a sign of poverty is exploited for the sake of consumption. And that is actually pretty fascinating, like glamorizing
Yes.
certain things.
However, ripped jeans have been in fashion and on trend for so long that
Hmm.
they're accessible at every economic level of consumption.
Yeah.
So you can be Kylie Jenner and spend $3,000 on ripped jeans, or you can go to Walmart and spend five. It's become so ingrained within trendy fashion that it loses that impact.
Hmm. And she also gave the example of like, say, someone, an offshore worker who's in a developing country who can't afford clothes and are forced to make these clothes. Like, imagine them putting holes in these clothes. Like, imagine how it must feel. And I thought she had such a fascinating point. And one of my classmates actually replied in chat the way you did. And it makes sense. And my professor did state she's like 60, and did state, I think it also has to do with age and how there are differences in the ways we are raised, which is why I have this appalling imagery. So the fact that she acknowledged that was interesting. It's an interesting class. It's fascinating. My
It sounds
professor's
it.
really cute. Like she told us like she told us, you are all not unique, no matter what you think you are, although your significant other must tell you that you are unique to boost your ego for you to be a healthy individual. And then I made like a snarky comment, like, wait, that's all your significant other has to do? But she treated it like an actual question, and she answered it. And she was like, if your significant other doesn't do that, then go ahead and dump them. They're not good for you. And I literally responded in chat when no one was talking, noted, and she started laughing. She's so darling and cute. I love her. Like a 60-year-old cute woman who's like, I like dressing up, but because of the corona crisis, I can't dress up and it kind of makes me sad.
Well, on that note, I'm going to call it. We've been streaming for a little bit over 3 hours, and I would like to go eat dinner.
I would like to actually sleep because it's 2 a.m. and tomorrow I have an appointment.
Oh, geez, Goose.
Put it mildly. Well, it's not like a formal appointment. It's like a call with a friend, but I regard it as an appointment because I regard shit like that as appointments.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for joining us on the inaugural Goose and Tracy podcast, and we will see you next week at 5 p.m. EST. Good night.